Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at solo Wintetodt. It's about 15,000 points per hour, and it is a little less fire making XP than especially from hopping worlds at Wintetodt, which has now become the meta. So it's less fire making XP, but it's more construction XP, which is especially nice for irons, and probably more fletching XP, especially since on the main worlds you're not even really fletching anyway. We are going to be using an alt at the end to end the game faster. Now, that's my preferred method, but if you don't have an alt, you can still do this method, no problem. You can even, and if you do have an alt, you can use it to start the game too. I'm going to start the game solo, just to show you. It's very simple, and you just run around a little bit and keep the braziers lit. If you don't have an alt for the end of the game, you can just keep the one brazier lit the entire time, and Wintetodt will eventually die. So the only plugin that you really need, you don't even really need this plugin, but I like it, is the Wintetodt plugin. I don't believe it's default, but it might be. I just have the main ones that I enjoy are the on interrupt damage notifications, and you'll probably see that today in the video where if I'm fletching and I get damaged, then it's going to ping me and just say, hey, like you got interrupted. So let's start with, I like to do 10 concoctions, and I've made the left click to take 10, and then I take one more, and that's just to make an even inventory. And then I have my knife in the third row. And that's just so that when I have logs down here, I can just click down and fletch very easily. It would be better to have the fletching knife. I just don't have it, but it's not necessary. It does help. It's more, I would almost more call it a quality of life. It might get you better points per hour, but nothing too crazy. So once we have our 11 herbs, we're just going to make the potions as we run around and light the first brazier. So we're just going to run around and light the braziers at the start of the game. Now, a good thing to know about Wintetodt health is the health doesn't go down from you burning logs. The health goes down from the braziers being lit. That's a common misconception. And so what we're going to do at the start of the game is try our hardest to just keep all 4 braziers lit as much as we can. Usually at the start of a game, like when Wintetott's health is high, the braziers don't go out very often. So it's going to be pretty easy, should be pretty easy, to keep the braziers all lit. It's towards the basically probably below 20 or 30% health. That's when the braziers start to really get damaged or broken and just get burnt out. So it's a little more, and see, we have one burnt out over there. I'm just going to finish this inventory of logs so that I can fletch them while I run over there. It is a lot of running around, but it's not too bad. If you have a decent agility level, then you're not going to be struggling with run energy. You do want to have 60 agility, and that's to cross those gaps that I crossed earlier. Now, that's not required. Like, if that's, especially on an early Iron Man, if that's keeping you from this method, like, don't let that keep you from doing this method. It's fine. You just basically run around a little more. But as long as I would say if you have like 40 or 50 agility, then you're fine as far as run energy. There's a snowfall, so I ran away. I like to safe up here, basically, because dying just sucks. Because you lose all your points, and it's just, yeah, you lose all your points. It's frustrating. So I'm just keeping an eye on the braziers while I fletch my inventory. Once this inventory is done, I'm going to start burning them, and that's just to start gaining points right away. So let's talk about points for a little bit. I don't know the exact numbers of points that you get. I do know that you get 75 points for healing a pyromancer, and that is your #1 priority here. That update, they updated the points for healing a pyromancer, I guess in the last year or two, and that really boosted solo Wintetodt points per hour. So anytime you see a pyromancer get damaged, you don't want to let them die, right? As soon as they get hit once, you want to heal them, and it is very helpful for just boosting your points per hour. So here, and I'll show you kind of a nice way. Once we actually start the method, I'll show you kind of a nice way of healing them all at once, or not all at once, but while you're fixing the brazier. So you can see the health's getting lower, so the braziers are dying pretty quickly. So it's a lot more running around. So we fix this one. We're at 40%, so I'm gonna go and light a few more braziers, but I usually stop lighting around 20 or 30%, and then I just focus on one brazier. So a good thing to know, this brazier was broken, so I know that this pyro is damaged. Anytime snow falls on it, you're gonna damage the pyromancer. And so what I'm gonna show you now, and this will be a thing when we continue to solo, is we're gonna use this brazier, the southwest brazier, when we are like just staying on one. And so what you do is you click to fix the brazier, and while that animation's going, you heal the pyromancer, and it doesn't stop the repairing, and it's really great. It's very handy. So that's a common thing where it just goes out as soon as you leave, but it's okay. It is a good amount of running around. If you have an alt, then I strongly recommend using the alt to start games. It really cuts down on the running around, but you can see I still have 50% run energy. It's nothing crazy, and we're almost done. I'm probably going to stay with 2 braziers now, just to kind of minimize the running around. And there's the plug-in happening, so I was feeding the brazier, and now I got damaged, so I have to re-click. And that helps me just keep a little more focused. So because I'm only doing 2 braziers, I'm probably going to go down to about 20%. A good thing to know, so that guy got damaged, so I'm healing him immediately. And I'm going to light this again before I leave. But a good thing to know about Wintertodd's health is that there's 2 things. You want to keep it below 10%, because that's going to increase the number of events that happen. So by an event, I mean it blowing out, which gets you more points, more XP, or snowfall crashing on it, and you fix it and get construction XP and points. And you get to heal the pyro, right? So snow is almost the best case scenario as far as points and XP goes. And so you want to keep it below. See, like there, I shouldn't have really let the pyromancer die. I could have healed him once, and then the snow fell, and then I heal him again. But now I only get to heal him once. But I'm just starting the game, so it's going to happen. But you want to keep the health below 10%, and you don't generally want to light a brazier below 6%. Because you can kill Wintetodd from 6% with 1 brazier. It's rare, but it can happen. And obviously you don't want it to happen. As far as the length of these games goes, the kind of good and bad thing is that you are only limited by a 6-hour log. So right now I could do 5 hours, 15 minutes of Wintetodd. And that would be roughly like 70,000 points. And that's the only limiting factor, and my sanity. But your games can go on as long as that. You can also do a 1-tick fletch. So after you light, you start fletching. I don't really do it. It kind of ruins the chillness of the method for me, so I choose not to do it. But it is much more efficient to light a brazier and then immediately fletch a log. Saves, I think, 2 ticks every time. So like I said, I'm going to stick with just 1 brazier for now. And I'll show you. It's very easy to burn down the Wintetodd with just 1 brazier. So we're at 20% right now. I'm going to just prioritize keeping it lit. So I am going to do a little bit of running back and forth between the roots and this one. But in general, it should go down to... And this is how the end of the game is going to go. If you're solo, this is how the end of the game is going to go. Because you're just going to be chopping and fletching, but your number 1 priority is keeping the brazier lit. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you just how to end the game solo. And if you just stay at one Brazier, we're just going to continue what we did a second ago to get from 20% to 10% health. Where our priority now is not to fletch and chop, it is to keep the Brazier lit. That's the #1 priority. And we're just going to live by that until Wintetodt dies. So right here we're at 5%. I would personally, like, this is honestly best case scenario because we don't want to light the Brazier anymore. Like, this one could burn for a while. Like, it's going down to 4% now. Now it's out. So what Wintertodd's going to do now is regen while I cut an inventory and fletch an inventory, and that's ideal. I'm trying to end the game, so I'm not even fletching at this point. And there we go. We finished the game. We started the game solo. We finished the game solo. And if you have an alt, what you would do is, I like to split up at the start, just split up the area in half. So I'll take the west side on one account and the east side on the other account. That way you don't have to jump the gaps, because that just takes a little time. And so you set that up at the start, and then for the ending, I usually just camp on the southwest corner and the southeast corner with one account each, and you just keep 2 Braziers lit as much as you can. So it's the same strategy, you're just doing it on 2 accounts and 2 Braziers at once. So it does die a lot quicker, but as you saw, it does not, you don't need an alt to end games. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the guide. If you think I could do better about organizing things or explaining things, please leave a comment below. Any feedback is appreciated. If you enjoyed the video and this helped you, or you watched this far, please leave a like. I am trying to make better guides in 2026. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye.